Hey guys, we were talking about the Triassic period yesterday, and one of the things that we mentioned when we talked about the Triassic period on our timeline of life is this is when butterflies are first appearing. So, because we're talking about the Triassic period and butterflies, and because it's spring, I thought it would be nice to do a fun butterfly work. We're actually going to do two. One is a life cycle work, and then one will be an art project. So for the life cycle work, let's review what the life cycle of the butterfly looks like. I know we did it in our class last year, but a lot of you weren't in my class last year. So we'll go over that again today. And one thing to remember when we talk about a life cycle is it is not really a beginning, middle, end. It's a cycle. It continues. So we're talking about what happens first and second and third, and then that whole process is going to start again. That's the whole life cycle. It just keeps going around. So we could really start anywhere in this cycle because it's just going to continue. But let's start with the egg. Here's our little egg, and it says monarchs, like these guys, or maybe more like these. Monarch eggs are laid on milkweed plants, and they hatch in about 4 days. So if they laid their egg on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that's not very long for the eggs to hatch. And they lay them on the milkweed plant. So milkweed is important because that's where the butterflies lay their egg, and they lay it on the underside of the leaf. So here's a milkweed leaf, and on the underside, that's where you see the eggs. Can you see the little tiny eggs? And then you see some of the caterpillars starting to hatch out 4 days later. Okay. So next we have our caterpillar. There's a picture. It looks just like the one that we have. And the caterpillar refers only to a butterfly or moth between the egg stage and the pupa stage. So we're going to move on around the circle to the pupa stage. There we go. So now he's in here. It's all safe inside. And it says, in the pupa, the butterfly changes. The caterpillar is going to change into the adult butterfly. So now we have the adult, and the males have black veins on their wings, have black spots on a vein on each wing that the female does not. Okay. Males have a black spot on a vein on each wing that the female does not. So I'm looking at our card here to see the difference, which I do not. A black spot on a vein on each hind wing. Okay. So I guess down here, I don't know if you can see the black spot on the hind wings. Here you see the two extra spots here that are not on the female. Okay. So then in that case, I guess that would make this the female, which would make sense that she's part of our cycle here, because then she's going to lay eggs. Okay, very good. So now the activity that I want you to do that's in your packet is this. And it says butterfly life cycle sequencing and writing activity. You're going to cut out the 5 cards and paste them in order on the next page. So that's where the sequencing part comes in. They're going to be in order. Okay. So you're going to cut these out, paste them on here. Then you're going to write a sentence or two describing each step of the life cycle, using words like first, then, next, and finally. So you might say, first, the eggs are laid where? On the bottom of the milkweed leaf, right? And you'll continue on like that. Next, what happens? Then, what happens? Finally, what happens? So you're going to cut these out, glue them on here, and write a sentence or two about the life cycle of the butterfly. Okay? And next we'll do an art project.